Hello and welcome back into the FCS Huddle. I'm Elliot Schall alongside the FCS Senior Editor for Stats, Craig Haley, and we've been having fun on this show, that's for sure. And you know, as the season continues to go on, we get closer and closer to the end, and we talk about some players, and we'll be talking about the NFL Draft a little bit. So let's kind of preview, not necessarily look too far ahead, but maybe look at some of these guys that could be potential NFL draft guys. And obviously there's going to be some seniors that will go, but one thing in particular that you always see is maybe some juniors that have a few years left, or some eligibility left over. And I mean, last year nobody went, but 2 years ago you saw 8 players go into the NFL draft out of the FCS with some years of eligibility left. And there's 2 players in particular that we could see go this year with some years of eligibility left. One being Noah Spence, who obviously was at first known as being an Ohio State Buckeye, but things didn't work out there, and he ended up at Eastern Kentucky, and he's having a great year. Another guy that we've talked about a lot, Eastern Washington wide receiver Cooper Kupp. Now, Craig, what can you kind of tell me about them?
Well, I think we're definitely going to see early entries with these 2 players. Noah Spence, as you mentioned, I mean, he was an all Big Ten first-teamer in 2013 at Ohio State at defensive end. Ran into some problems, failed a couple drug tests, which will be a concern going forward. Has landed at Eastern Kentucky, has had a great season as a defensive end. He'll probably project as an outside linebacker in the pros. Good size, good speed, a great burst. Obviously he has to get stronger. He has to, overcome those off-the-field issues. But I think Noah Spence is definitely going to parlay this big season into the NFL. Cooper Kupp, we were always talking about Cooper Kupp.
Always.
He's just had a great career. This year has just been unbelievable, coming off a 20-catch game. I think he's 22 years old already. Even though he's a redshirt junior, he could come back, but I think he's going to take that next step. He'll run great routes for you. He'll line up. His father or grandfather played in the NFL, so I think he knows how to study defenses. He'll play the slot. Obviously, he's got to improve his speed. That's been the concern with him, but he's ready for the next level. And after this season, I don't see why he needs another year. He's going to be setting just about every record in 3 seasons.
Yeah, and I mean, he's shown it week after week why people are so high on him, especially scouts and things like that. Now, besides those 2, Spence and Kupp, is there anybody else we could kind of keep an eye out for?
Sure. I mean, great question. I think coaches don't like to hear talk such as this. I mean, they don't want their players getting these ideas, and I think Spence and Kupp, are ready for that. If I had to pick another few, maybe I'd go the running back route. Coastal Carolina has D'Angelo Henderson. He's already a graduate student, and he still has another year of eligibility, but just running wild with his speed and ability. I think if you looked at Towson, I mean, a couple years ago it worked out for Terrence West coming out a year early. Now they have Darius Victor. Yeah, that's a possibility, but again, I don't think coaches want that idea in these players' heads. They want them to play full 4 years. We'll see what happens, but those are scenarios that you could look at, I think.
Okay. So, I mean, there's plenty to look forward to, and for more guys, if you want to keep an eye and stay focused on things come NFL Draft and with the FCS, be sure to stay on the website, fcs.football, also on Twitter, at FCS_stats, and also Craig. He'll have everything you need to know about Noah Spence, Cooper Kupp, or any of these guys that we've been talking about, so follow him at Craig Haley. That's going to do it for us today. Thank you for watching.